going to do an oil wash on these since that seems to be all the rave for me lately and trying to learn how to do oil washes. Going to do a little bit of black, not much, and then do a little burnt umber. A little more than the black. Get my mineral spirits. Mix it around like so. And because this is a messy process, I'm just going to use a box top to a model to paint these. Now these dumpsters were made a long time ago. Scotty or Scooter Paints airbrushed them for me. And so I'm just going to apply a wash on them over this goodness. Give them some grime and then I can remove it later. Okay, I'm going to use the same mineral spirits and I'm going to start taking some of this oil wash off. Just dip it in there and start removing the oil wash. Pretty straightforward. In fact, I might streak it down like this just so it has streaks on it. Yeah, I like that better. And I want to remove more on the top than anywhere else, just kind of give it that grungy look towards the bottom where it might settle. And I don't care if there's a few streaks left on it like that, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and do all that to these and go from there. Oh, I do want to get rid of the pooling on some cases because I just don't like the way that looks. I'm going to slap some decals on these bunkers. It's from AK. I like their graffiti. And just going to pick one out. Let's go with this one. Drop that bad boy in some water. And I think I'll put it on the front of this one. This is micro scale set. This one you're supposed to put down before. Let's try that. And then on top, and then this one further dissolves it later. All right, so it's now moving around. It's detached itself enough. I'm just going to kind of dampen it off a little bit, not a whole lot. And then let's put some of this down. On here, I guess we will pull it on since it doesn't want to spread. It's probably the oil paint, but that's okay. If I pull it on, it'll be fine. If not, then oh well. Kind of don't want to have it centered. I'm gonna have it off a little bit, just cause. Looks good. And then I'm just gonna dab it off with some cloth to dry it up a little bit, get the water anyway. And then once that's done, I am going to put some more of this on there to further dissolve it. And then once this is dry, I'm going to put the red one on and do the same. Just dab it on there. Now one of the things I've noticed is it starts to wrinkle a little bit, so just press it down with your cloth and you'll be good to go. This is iron oxide. I'm going to start the rusting process on these. And then after I do that, I'll do some weathering as well. On some of these I've gone through and already done some, well, when I built them, I kind of distressed some of the plastic to where it was easier to apply rust, and then on others are not, because I did not build all these. So I'm just going to ad lib. So for example right here, this has all been distressed when I built it, and I have other projects where I've done the same thing with plastic, where I've gone through and used a weld-on number 3 and used another piece of plastic, dipped the plastic in and distressed it. You can go back and see other videos for that. But this one kind of gives a template of where some of it is already. And now I'm just going to apply this iron oxide to it and go through and do all of these. This is orange brown, and I'm just going to go through and do some more dabbing. I put some on my wet palette just to give it so it's not one solid color. Rust doesn't tend to be one solid color most of the time. So I'm just going to kind of do that. I don't want to do, I just want to like stipple paint on there, if that makes any sense. This is Seraphim Sepia, GW Wash, or Shade. I'm gonna go over the rust areas and also use this as weathering as well, just because I like the look of it when it weathers. And I will go over on the rust part, I will go beyond where I've already painted. That way you can kind of tint or shade the paint around it. And then as I'm doing this, I will also streak it to discolor some of the things that are already there and discolor the paint and also the decals. Just a good color, good shade to really grunge things up. This is a rain gray, just one of my more medium grays, and I'm just going to dry brush this on here, but I don't want very much. Yeah, I don't want very much on my brush at all. And my eyes are watering. Well, I hope you had a good time in watching that video. I don't know where I was going with that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. Hope there's something you can glean from this video. I didn't go through the construction of the dumpsters. I have an issue. I have a lot of partially done projects and I need to get them done. And I figured I've had requests that people want to see, even still when I paint something instead of just maybe a build. So that's why this video was made to just show the painting of the dumpsters. Two of the dumpsters I made, one Luke made and one I think Ethan made, but they were made a while back. I did record the video of the one dumpster being made, but it was way back when I only had a GoPro. I didn't want to mix the two, so if there's enough requests and you want to see a build of a dumpster, I'll go ahead and build one and then paint it again, maybe a different color or do something or whatever. But there's plenty of dumpster builds out there. I did use sheet styrene. I do have plenty of sheet styrene builds that you can go and see basically the concept of what I did. So, you know, I have plenty of buildings. I have I have two buildings. I have a cat terminal. I can't remember everything I have. I have a container. So anyway, you can go back and see the sheet styrene builds that I've done, the scratch builds if you want to see that. And also when I talked about the distress of doing rust, I've done this several times as well. Is what I'll do is I'll get some sheet styrene, I'll dip it in the weld on number 3 to soak it, and then I'll tap it, or I'll apply it to the dumpster, and it leaves plastic and molds plastic and just kind of distresses that area. Looks a lot better when you do rust in that fashion, because you can dry brush and do different things. There are some things I didn't cover in the video. One, I went back with Nolan oil shade. I did do a little bit more streaking here and there just because I wanted some dark tones. I also went back and put some Nolan oil in spots on the rust areas. And the one dumpster that was raised, I did go back with the orange brown, and I did a little bit of dry brushing on that just to catch the upper surfaces. I also put some Seraphim Sepia on top of the dumpsters, the gray lids, after I had dry brushed them. I dabbled them on there. A lot of times what I'll do is to break the surfaces up, so I don't get like that bathtub ring on there. As it starts to dry, I'll dab with my finger to kind of spread it out more. That way it doesn't look like a pool, so I'll kind of do that when I'm doing blobs or splotches, and I'll use my finger a lot to, like I showed in the video, to streak the rust effects, not the rust effects, the weathering effects as it runs down something as well. But I have more projects that are partially done. I don't have the builds on them, but I'm going to do those and go from there. But anyway, if you like the video, please share it, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any, like I said, if you have any questions, comments, leave them below. Remember what my mother used to always say, that anyone can do art, and I truly believe that. Hope you're doing well in your hobbies. Hope everything's wonderful with what you're doing in your crafting world. And oh, one more thing too. We do have a Patreon page if you want. Not Patreon. Well, we have that too, but that's not what I was going to try to pitch. But we have an Instagram page to where, or if you want to go check out our photographs there or the pictures, so you don't have to come back and watch a video. But there are pictures there of projects we've done, that I've done, and so on and so forth. So you can check it out there. Now I've rambled, and now I've ended my exit monologue. So you have a wonderful night. Later.